Hey everybody, Shawn Holsinger here from HolsingersFlyShop.com, bringing you a fly tying video this week. This one I'm calling the Insta-Jig Tag Nymph, Insta-Jig bead heads, and it's a tag nymph. And this is a pattern that's been working well for me here lately. I've been trying this one out, experimenting with it after we just got these beads into the shop. They've been around for a while. I just haven't used them, and I really like them. So been tying them with waltz worms and a couple other different patterns, and they work well for me. So give these things a try. I think you're going to like them too. Here you're going to see a picture of the fly, then material list to tie it. Okay, here you see the Insta-Jig Nymph in the vise. Very cool, little simple pattern. Very fishy little fly. Let's get into tying it. I just showed you there the brown version. I'm going to tie this one in a two-tone version here. And I'm going to put my hook in the vise. For a hook, I'm using a Holsinger's Fly Shop jig hook. This is a size 18. For a bead there, we got the Insta-Jig Tungsten heads. And it's a 7/64 mottled brown. For thread, I'm using some pale olive Semperfli wax thread, and I'm using the A dot. I like to keep a nice thin thread here, so I keep a thin body. So I'm going to push that up, get that pushed up tight against the eye. Maybe wrap one or two wraps in front and behind, kind of to lock it in place. You can glue it there if you want, but I found that if you just put a couple wraps right up there, you can lock that in place not too hard. So next thing we're going to put on is the tail. For the tail, I'm going to take 4 strands of Brite number 11 and just put 4 strands together, and we're going to use this for our tail. That's why we call it the tag nymph. It's going to get us a nice shiny little tag off the back. I've been having a lot of success with tag nymphs here lately, so I figured I'd share this one with you. And then you can leave that hang off there, or you can trim it now, either one. The next thing I'm going to put on is the rib on this. For the rib, I'm using some brown flex floss. And I'm just going to push that right up behind the bead. And the reason I'm going to tie it in behind the bead is just to level the body out a little bit. Tie it in, and then I'm going to pull it as tight as I can to thin it out as we go back the body. And I'm just going to wrap it right back to that tail. And then I'm going to wrap it back forward. And what I want to do is make nice side-by-side wraps there. Get that covered up so there's none of that brown flex floss showing through, and it's all the green. But I don't want to make too many wraps so that I build up body here. I want to keep it nice and thin like you see there. Then we're going to wrap this forward, make a rib. This is going to give us a nice two-tone look, which is natural. I really try to lean towards a two-tone look in my flies lately. My Jack Daniels pheasant tail nymph has been crushing fish. Two-tone, same color scheme as this, pale olive or watery olive, and brown on the top. So just cut that off once you get it there. Then we're going to cut the tail off. The tail, I want to go right about the bend of the hook there. So I'm just going to put my scissors with the bend of the hook, cut it off, leave a nice little tag off the back just to catch the fish's attention. And then I'm going to put a collar. For a collar, I'm just using some Tracer Dub Squirrel, natural fox squirrel. Or actually, this is natural gray. And that is too much. So I want about half of that amount. I want a real small amount. You can see how thin that is. You drop it and it barely falls. Very thin amount, just enough that I put a little bit on there. Then I'm going to take my, however you say that, shaman or however you say it, and I'm going to use my thread splitter. And there's a little tiny ball on here. I'm going to rub this flat on my thread. I'll just make a couple of rubs here to flatten out my thread. And then once I get the thread flat, I would just take, and I'll try to get this up here, I'll just take and slide real slow across. And when I get that split in half, you can see there, it's really slick. I really like this tool for splitting thread. It's very easy to split. Then we're just going to take that really tiny clump, put it in there, in between my split thread, cinch it down, and give my bobbin a spin. As you can see there, it's spinning away. And just make a nice little rope out of my dubbing. And then we're going to make a collar on here. So 2 or 3 wraps around. Like I said, I just want this buggy just to give it a little action. I don't want to overpower my collar. I like that. I could go just a little bit more, but I actually really like that amount. So I'm going to whip finish that off. Whoops, broke my thread. That's fine. Just come in. Luckily it broke long, so I can come in and whip finish it still. And there we are. So if some of those fibers are a little bit longer than you like, you can maybe trim them up just a hair. Some of them are a little long. But I like that. Short and buggy and just enough to give it a little bit of attention there. And it's going to ride that way in the water for you. So it's going to be a good little fish catching fly. Okay guys, I hope you like that pattern. It's a really easy pattern. It's not hard to tie. You don't have to use flex floss. You can switch that out with wire, experiment, play around, do however you want to do it. Couple of things though, just keep that collar thin. I think you really, that little tool that I used to split the thread collar, it's a little bit pricey for as big as it is. It is a pricey little tool, but it really, really works. So if you do a lot of collars, it's worth the investment. It's very easy, and hey, time is money. When you're a guy that ties commercially like I do, anything that can save you a little bit of time saves you money. So anything, you know, anything like that, I'll spend a little bit extra to save me some time. It's a cool product. Try it out. I think you're gonna like it if you like to do split thread collars like I do. Mess around with the colors for sure on this fly. Don't get stuck on just watery olive or brown. That brown one's a killer. You know, it's a very natural looking fly, that brown color. So right now sulfurs are going to be coming off. That watery olive is my favorite go-to sulfur nymph pattern. So give that one a try if you got the sulfurs coming off in your area. So experiment, play around. That's what it's all about. Find what works in your area. And main thing, keep it thin. If you keep your flies thin, it's going to look natural. You're going to catch fish on it. So that's one of the biggest keys and takeaways. So have fun tying, guys. You need any of the materials, you can find them here at the shop at holsingersflyshop.com. You want me to tie any of these for you, reach out to me at holsingersflyshop@gmail.com. That'll go right to me, not here to the shop, so I'll get to answer those questions for you. Have any kinds of questions, fly tying related, guiding, anything like that, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to get back to you and answer your questions. So thanks for watching, everybody. Until next week when I bring you another video, I'm Shawn Holsinger.